Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, and Shalom to the elect. All right, I'm in Romans 8, and I'm going to start at 18. This is Shabai of GMS Denver. Starting from 18, it says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory in which shall be revealed in us." All right, and this precepts with I think it's First Corinthians or First Peter 4:17. First Corinthians, I think, maybe. Because listen, what we're going through right now, brothers, hey, this is it's going to be well worth it. This suffering, this thing we go through, all of this fire we're facing here in the flesh, it's not going to be compared to our glory that's going to be revealed in us through Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi. All right, let me see. Maybe it's First Peter. No, let me see. I'm tripping. Okay, I was getting mixed up. 2 Corinthians 4:17. I was off. 2 Corinthians 4:17. Yeah, when I said that, 1 Peter 4:17, I thought that was the one talking about the judgment begins at the house of Yahweh. But anyway, here we are. 2 Corinthians 4:17. "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." All right, so this is going to be considered a light affliction, no matter what we're going through on this side, compared to the glory we're going to get, when Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi delivers us, and we get those heavenly, those celestial bodies, those new bodies. All right, those bodies which are incorruptible. Right, this flesh is corruptible, but those bodies we're about to receive through the knowledge and through the truth and through the salvation, this is nothing to be. It's not comparable. So we're gonna look back on this time and be like, man, we it was well worth it. So no matter what we go through, brothers, keep pushing. Keep on pushing. Let's see, Romans 8:19, it says, "For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who hath subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of the sons of the Most High. For we know that the whole creature groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." Right? So yeah, this flesh, you're going to be groaning, you're going to be, sighing and crying and suffering, But the spirit is what, it's the spirit in us. If we're the elect, if we're the men of Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi, the spirit in us is what's going to, be that perfection. The flesh is not, there's no perfection in this flesh, man. That's why we always tell you, the law is not obsolete, but the law doesn't save us. It's our faith in Yahawah B'Shem Yahawashi that saves us. Okay? So we need Yahawashi, because without Yahawashi, we'd be left to the law, right? The law would be the only thing to justify us, but it's Yahawashi that justifies us, because we can't keep the law. The law is a curse, because we wouldn't be able to make it to the kingdom with just the law, but it doesn't mean you don't just disregard the law. Yahushua said with his own mouth, he didn't come to destroy the law, right? So we got to keep the laws to the best of our ability in our captivities, but that's not what's going to save us, brothers. Our faith is what's going to save us. But it goes hand in hand. If you have faith, you're going to try to keep that law to the best of your ability, all right? So let's keep reading. Verse 21, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the sons of the Most High. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain until now, and not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, and the redemption of our body. Right? So that's what we're patiently waiting on. We have faith that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to give us new bodies, right? You have to have faith to believe that, to believe you're actually going to get a new body, all right? These people, they don't have that type of faith. They say, oh, we believe in the Bible, but you start bringing things out of the scriptures, and all of a sudden they don't believe the Bible, or they want to argue about something. Like, you have to have faith. You have to have faith. Like the spiritual powers that the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are going to come into, those powers won't come into you if you don't have the faith to believe you're going to get those powers, right? Like flying, or when Yahweh Bashem Yahushua lifts up a standard against the enemy and gives us those spiritual powers. How are you going to get those if you don't have the faith to believe that what's written? How are you going to get an eternal heavenly body if you don't have the faith to believe that what's written, right? Are you even deserving if you don't believe that the scriptures, what's written, is true? Do you believe, or are you worthy to get a heavenly a new body if you don't believe in that portion of the scripture? You got to believe in this book. Through the whole volume of the book, you have to believe everything that's written, and that's a characteristic of the elect, especially the prophets, right? Verse 24, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Right, and going into faith, right? You got to have that faith, and that hope, because if you see something and it's right in front of you, then what requirement of hope or faith do you need if it's right in front of you? Because the definition of faith is seeing, believing in the things that are not seen, right? Verse 25. But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it? Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Right? Because this flesh is what holds you back, right? But when you walk in the Spirit and you're not walking carnally, then all of a sudden, you got that next level, It's like a power boost. Like, remember you play that video game back in the day, Mario Brothers, right? Remember you would take the mushroom and the mushroom would give Mario would grow and he'd start glowing. That's how the Spirit. That's like a comparison of the Spirit and the flesh. It's taken. We start to glow. This is like it says here. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Right. So the Spirit's a higher level. The Spirit is what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai knows our spirits. Right. The flesh, they also know us in the flesh. But it's the Spirit is that where we're justified. It's not by our flesh. It's not by keeping the law. But again, if you believe and you have the faith and the hope, then you're gonna do the things that'll you're gonna do the things in the flesh, hence keeping the law, because you're the spirit influences the flesh, right? The spirit, it helps the flesh, but the flesh is always trying to bring down the spirit, right? So you got to walk in the spirit, you see. Verse 27, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is in the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of the Most High. Right? And that's the Most High's will. There's saints on this planet Earth right now. The saints are the Israelites. The saints are the prophets. Right? And it's the will of the Most High. Right? Let's keep reading. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called according to his purpose, right? According to his will. This is not something of ourselves. This is something of Yahawahs Elect. You can't, you can't say, oh, well, you know what? I think I'm going to be a saint. I think I'm going to be one of the saints of Yahawahs Elect. If it's not pre-written, predestinated, preordained, there's nothing we can do to be the elect. It has to be something that he called you and chose you, and it's all preordained, as we were about to read, right? Let's go. Verse 28. Well, verse 29. For whom he did foreknow, because he knew the prophets, right? And he knew all of us, right? But he's chosen his elect, especially his prophets. He like it tells you in Jeremiah 1:5, that he knew you before you were in your mother's womb. I'll grab that after I read this. For whom did he foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Right. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified them. All right. So look, no matter what you do, man, if the Lord didn't predestinate you, if he didn't or preordain you as one of the Lord's prophets, the saints, then you could think you're living the most righteous life, and if you're not preordained by Yahawahs Elect, then guess what? You're not one of those men. You're not one of the prophets. You're not one of the elect. This thing of ours is not about free will. It's about the will of Yahweh coming to pass. You can't choose to be the elect. You can't choose to be the prophet. Yahweh has to predestinate, preordain that. He has to put that spirit on us to be those prophets and those elect, right? Jeremiah 1:5. But here's the deal: if you're doing the things, the elect has characteristics, so that if you're doing the things that the elect should be doing, then that's a good sign that you are one of those elect. That's why we believe through the hope, through the faith, that we are the men of Yahawahs Elect, the servants of Yahawahs Elect. All right, verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. All right. So the flesh is, as it is written, our righteousness is as filthy rags. But guess what? Our spirit is where we're justified. We're not justified by the flesh, But does that mean we just go off and have the liberty to do whatever we want and to disregard the law? No, that's not what that means. It means there's a law in place that we should keep to the best of our ability, and our righteousness is filthy rags. No matter how righteous you think you are, you're filthy. It's because of the flesh. But it's the spirit that justifies who we are. All right. And if you have that spirit, then guess what? You're going to do the things that the elect would be doing. You're going to do the law to the best of your ability. Right? Let's keep reading Romans. 8 and 30 says, moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. What shall we then say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? Right. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all. Not talking about everybody, talking about all the saints. The subject is the saints right here. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall we not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? See, it's talking about when he said delivered from us for us all, he's talking about his elect, his saints. That's why it says in verse 33, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? Right? It is the Most High that justifieth. And that's spiritual, because I just saw that name that popped up and said Esperanza. That means hope in Spanish, and what we reading about hope and faith, right? So that's spiritual. Everything's spiritual in this world. But anyway, 33, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. All right, so it's the Most High that justifies this thing of ours. It's the Most High who, like, nobody can charge the Most High's elect, right? They can't say, oh, you're not the, well, they can say it, but it don't mean nothing, right? If you're the Most High's elect, you're the Most High's elect. And it's all, remember, predestinated, preordained. So there ain't nothing you can do to go off or to fall out. Like, if you fall out, you just were never of the elect, right? So the elect, the characteristics of the elect, we're going to be doing the things the Most High would commanded us to do, right? We're going to be out there teaching. We're going to be out doing the lessons, feeding the sheep, feeding the flock, right? And you got men that do that for a time and then they fall out. Well, guess what? It doesn't mean that the prophecies are wrong. It means that they were never part of the elect. Everything in this thing is, there's no free will. We can't will ourselves to be the elect. Yahweh has to will us to be the elect. If we're the elect, guess what? There's nothing we can do to have that stripped from us, right? What's that verse? Yeah, let's see. John 10 and 28. And 28. And I give unto them eternal life, and they that shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father which gave them me is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand, and I and my Father are one. Right, so Yahawah, he said it too. He said, hey, look, if the elect, nobody can take the elect out of the Father's hand. Like, nothing, the elect are not, if you're of the elect, if you're the 144,000, the prophets, and you're preordained, there's no way that any man or any doctrine or any woman or anything can pluck you out of that number. See? Again, the elect is preordained, predestinated, pre-chosen from the beginning, the first fruits, another name for the prophets, the elect, And the elect and the prophets is synonymous, but for those of you who are new, the prophets are the 144,000, which teach, which have the spirit of the Yahawah Bashem Yahshai to teach this truth, and the elect are the ones who are going to listen and believe the mouth of Yahweh, which are his prophets. Okay, for those of you that are new, but let's keep reading Romans 8 and 35. No, 34. Who is he that condemneth? It is Yahawah that died, rather that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of the Most High, who also maketh intercession for us. So if you're the elect, I mean, you got Yahawah and your spirit that's making intercession for you, which means intercession means a mediator, you know? This kind of for the flesh, right? Because the flesh is what, like, if it was up to our flesh to get into the kingdom, we'd be done, man. We wouldn't make it. We needed our spirit and our and Yahawah to so that we could inherit the kingdom. If it was up to this flesh, man, come on, man, be real with yourself. You would be heading to heaven. It's the spirit that the Most High put on you, and that's why, being of the elect, you're gonna walk in the spirit rather than in the flesh. And there's balance to this, right? Because we can't be, we're like that's like I keep saying, the flesh is the burden, and if the flesh is it's like, it's that thing, like I said earlier, it's holding us back. But it's because of the spirit and Yahawah. That's where, our shortcomings in the flesh are redeemed. You see, I say it all the time too. When somebody, like, you have people around you, Israelite family members or whatever, they have loved ones that die, and I'll be saying like, oh, well, you know what, like, so and so, that, like, they're not questioning the names of the Most High. They're not questioning this truth anymore. Because why? Now they're in the spirit. The spirits know the truth. Even in the 2/3, the spirits know the truth. But it's just that they're not predestined, preordained. But when someone dies, guess what? They know Yahweh Bashem Yoshai. They're in their right mindset. It's when they get that flesh on them is what causes, and then they're born in a captivity, and all of a sudden the flesh is a it's a form of like a retardation. Like, it brings them back, it makes them slow, but the spirit is quick. See? But anyway, let's keep reading. Verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love which is obedience of Yahawah? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? Right? So none of that is going to separate the elect from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Not the tribulations you go through, not the distress you go through, not the persecution you go through. If you go through a famine, you're going to still be in the kingdom as the elect, the governing body. The nakedness, meaning you're the shame, the lack of keeping the laws, right? You have to strive to keep the law to the best of your ability, but there's going to be times when we fall short. That's when it's dealing with nakedness. That's a metaphor. Or peril, which danger, or sword, right? Esau, there's a few things with that. Esau could be the Lord's sword. Also, those missiles, right? Which those missiles are Esau's technology, right? That Yahweh gave him. So no matter what, if you're the elect, none of these things can separate you from being the elect. All right? As it is 36, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Right? And that's dealing with the elect. This is not talking about all men, all people. Verse 38, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love which is obedience of the Most High, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai, our Lord. Right. So for the elect, there's nobody that can, like we read earlier, who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? And the answer is nobody. Who can pluck you out of being the elect? If you're preordained to be the elect, what can snatch you out of that? Nobody, nothing. What can seize you from being the elect? The answer is nobody. All right. If you're the elect, man, you're the elect. It's all preordained, predestinated. There ain't nothing nothing you can do, and there ain't nothing another man could do to take you away from that lot of being the elect. So with that, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor to Yahawah, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kakadash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also, one acknowledge Alakim who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect.